Okay, so quite some time later, here is the completed, transferred over thing. So I actually just sanded it down, found the right thickness of styrene, and then glued that to it. Now the irony being, to match the other side, I actually, you see there, I filled in the open gaps with some styrene. That will actually give it some support. I will have to clearance it because this is where the actual rod of God, so to speak, goes through. Now, what I needed to do for the one that it came from, so I needed to cover the hole that was there. So I'm actually using the hand guard piece. You know, I just opened the hole up a little bit, trimmed that down, and inserted it in there. So now all I need to do is cover up that hole. But because, once again, we got to make things match, the other side, which is perfect, went ahead and just made a hole using different Dremel tools, my files, everything else like that. And then here's this part. I just need to insert into said hole, line up, and glue. So I'll do that real quick. So in theory, once this is done, these will be, in fact, symmetrical, which is the goal. And tomorrow I need to get more of this. Okay, so insert, get that to touch up in the front, kind of get it straight enough. I'll go ahead and add some there. So there we go. So those will still be technically a part of it. And that's a good thing. And I'm going to get some from underneath. Just make sure I've got contact on all sides. But that should be good. So once this is done, I can clearance that. Let me go ahead and, nope, one of these things. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this out just with the nippers. In theory, it should work. I can get in there. And the wifey's in there on the phone. See, the thing is, I've got the styrene sheets. It's three layers of styrene to fill in that gap. So once I get that trimmed down a bit here, I'm gonna glue it in place a little bit better. They're kind of glued up near the top. I need to have the bottoms kind of glued in. So in theory, those are, oh nope, those are falling out now. What the heck? Oh no, they're not. I could also fill that in with sprue glue if I need to. Now that's only there. This part shouldn't be interference fit, but I can trim it down. Last thing I want is to like try to put this thing together and then end up with a whole bunch of interference from the parts I added, you know? That would not be optimal. Okay. As long as I got it down flush to the edge of that, it should be okay. Here's my this. Let's see. Get it going. And at least that will add the curve that it had. Actually, where is, use the rounded one. That'll make more sense. Because the last thing I want to do is have that to where I can't run the rod through it. And this is actually roughly the diameter of the rod. So that's funny. Okay. That worked to some degree. Make sure I can run it the other way. Yeah, I'm actually wearing a mask due to the sheer amount of dust I've been kicking up. Nothing perfect, but it should help me not breathe in as much dust tonight. Which was a problem, if I'm totally honest. Okay, so I think I need to file that just a little bit. Where's my square file? I don't know if I can actually get a file in here. Make sure I'm not accidentally filing something I don't want to. Just sand that guy down a little bit. Oh, there we go. That'll help that. Okay. Is that enough for clearance? I think so. Let me go a little bit more. Because I don't want that tip of that rod to hit that and come to a stop. But yeah, basically I just wanted to fill that in. It's going to take some smoothing later, but it's also inside where the joint's going to be. Now, my main concern is this one because it's just a flat connection. Now, I have glued the hell out of it. So, in theory, it should be okay. Though I think I should fill in some sprue goo behind it just to give it some structural strength, because you see there, where the styrene pokes through. So it's one thing I've been doing as I go. When I cut stuff out, I end up filling in a hole with sprue goo. So that can help add a little bit. Oops, that's not where I wanted to get that. Where's my... So I got a little bit there in the gap. I don't want that, so clean that off. Try to apply it precisely, and it doesn't always work. So, scrape clean. Just deal with it later. But in theory, that might help. Okay, yeah, so there's some daylight happening back there. You know what, I'm probably not against maybe adding some sprue goo reinforcement here from the sides. Just kind of help it out a little, can. Like I said, this is an inside. You know, this is the part that goes into the ball joint, so if it's a little ugly, I can live with it. If I need to, I'll reinforce that guy too, just for the heck of it. There we go. Cover up that joint with some sprue goo. So that way, in theory, the torsional, like if I have to twist it or turn it or anything like that, it won't be an issue. I'll just kind of... Damn. And for those of you who don't know what sprue goo is, it's just cut off bits of styrene in cement. So cement breaks it down and it becomes not just glue, but also, you know, more plastic being added to the thing. And see, it's got this hollow edge here. So make sure I fill that if I can. Because of the way it sits in the bolt or in the socket, that won't be an issue. And maybe I'll just go ahead and fill in this one just for the heck of it, make it match. It's got a lot of gap down there. This one I'm obviously not worried about breaking, but I want to make sure it still looks okay. And then the sprue glue will shrink a little bit. It's like there's the tiniest little hole there, but not much I could do about it. Stuff that down in there. So I wish it could. I wish it would focus. There we go. So you can see that. So this is one side, and I spilled cement everywhere. So this is the other side. So this is the custom-made one. And so now comes the problem of needing to cover that hole. And I don't have a solution for that just yet. If I had 4 of the same thing, do I have 4 of the same part anywhere? I might in the other grazes. So I still have these grazes from the Dine Slave kit, so all I really need is just something to cover that. Back in the hand part. Maybe. What's up? This fun part of kit bashing. Figuring out what works. Also, I put a totally new blade in here because the other one was getting dull. Okay, so let's see. So this is the little forearm adapter part. Let me see if that will work. Might not be big enough, but I'll see. Oh, that's already broken off. Okay. It's so close, but not good enough. No. Needs to be wider than that. Okay. The actual backs of the hands, no. Wrist joints, no. Extra GRAZE skulls. I don't know. I've done that before. I mean, my thought was ankle armor, but I might need that for later, so I don't know. I mean, I can always just flat out cover it, but I always want to cover something that had detail with something that has detail. So it doesn't become just, you know, blank and boring. Same thing. Oh. Oh, I think I got it. The ammo clip thingies. Those might work. Let's find out. I have so many grazes and leftover bits and pieces. It's not a perfect solution, but it'll work. In theory, these should be wide enough to cover that gap. Oh yeah, actually it almost fills in the gap, ironically. So I just need to cut that flush and glue that to that, and that will work. And then do it. See, here's the problem is I got to do it on all of them. So I need 4 of those. So I have 4. Please tell me I have 4. I might have 4. So gotta find solutions to problems I didn't expect. Nope, not there. Other bag. So at this point, this is 4 grazes that have given up some parts just for this. Oh. Is that right? Yeah, 2 dying slip grazes. Okay, so yes, ammo canisters will give me details. And I just need to cover all 4 spots in the same spot. So that way they're all even. Because otherwise it'll just be in the same spot on all 4. And that's not what I want. Clean it up as best I can. Because that's going to go in there permanently. See, I'm gluing so many things that I normally would probably not. At least not this quick. Okay, so that just needs to cover that hole. Just cut it that flat. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring out the big knife. The big knife. So cut this. Okay, that is not easy. I might need to do that with nippers and then clean it up. Oh yeah, that extra bit of leverage was really all it needed. Okay, so that's cut off there. Oh yeah, and to dig out that hole, I use this nice little round tip bit. It's made for like engraving. So I mean, I'm technically engraving. Okay. Now you're probably wondering, like, why am I busting out the cutoff wheel? Well, I don't need the cutoff wheel right now to cut, but I do need it to be like a big sanding disc. So I've been using it this way pretty much this whole build when I didn't need to cut something. And it gets it almost perfect. Just clean off the excess theory. Okay, still a little high on that side. Okay. I'm really getting tired of dropping shit. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, so now that's pretty ground down. It's not perfect, but it's close. Alright, where'd my sandpaper go? Get a big old slab of sandpaper here. Okay, when in doubt, just grab some more. Okay, just set these aside for now. And some good like 800 grit sandpaper. Really try to even that out. It's probably not going to be perfect, but it's going to get close. All right. I think that is probably about as good as it's going to get. It's probably about as good as it needs anyways. I mean, basically it's just a cover plate, right? Okay, so last thing, take that, add this to here, and clean up that edge. It's got kind of a high side. Even it out a little. Possibly not. That's a little bit better. Okay. Good enough. Good enough for government work. Okay. So I needed to cover past the hole just a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna put. Hold on, baby. Okay, so Dying Slave number 1, and that is the right side one, is back together. The only thing is, this is the one where I had to stuff the pieces through there, so I can't tell the proper depth for the thing. There's normally like a click that it like sort of stops at, so that's its compact mode. I think it looks good. Looks fine. So I'm working on assembling the second one, at least, you know, dry assemble. So cram this guy here. This one has a little bit of a gap there. I think there's some gunk happening in there, so I gotta open it up here in a bit and see what's going on. Probably glue a little bit more on these edges, but it's doing good. So I'm gonna, like I said, this is just dry assembly, so perfect stuff is not on the list. Where's all my white bits? Since I know the backpack section is done, essentially, or at least dry, I can get to work on this. And one thing I was thinking of doing is, because there is a tiny bit of gap between here and the thing it sits, I could probably add just a little bit of styrene to it and be happy. So assemble this. So, nope, not like so. So, yeah. So that's this guy. And then you just go ahead, slide this right up in here. In theory. Okay, so there we go. So that's 2 Dying Slaves ready to go, I think. No, that's still incredibly wobbly. I'm gonna say this one's not ready to go. So that one needs to chill for a bit. Okay, so this is solid. Oh, where's my arms? I kind of need those. This way. Where'd the other one go? See, it's kind of a problem. Everything gets buried. All right. Oop, that's upside down. All right. So first, test fit of all this. Since being assembled. Yeah, so it's resting. Oh, okay. So the actual round bit here is resting inside the skirt. So that's actually okay. I can live with that. So let me compact the legs as much as I can. Let's see if it hits. It might do a little. Still got to clearance this one a little bit more. I think that is about as compact as I can get. And still be sort of upright. Which I think this needs to be. So if he's standing, it's okay if the drum is like against his back legs. So that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I dig that. Alright, so let's put the upper torso on, which I did do. I put the chest surrounds and the main chest piece on. I'm probably going to bulk this out a little bit with some extra armor. I was sitting here trying to insert that there. Okay, so this is actually about as straight up and down as he can stand. In reality, I can manipulate the ankles and get him straighter. So there's that. Okay, so let's go with the not gonna fall apart Dying Slave. So let's set that one over there. Oh, I need to insert the rod, as it were. that's good. Just, let's see, no, this one doesn't have it. So there's something inherently in there that will stop it. Okay, so put that there. Go ahead and put these guys on here. I really wish these had a hinge. It would make more sense. I don't have it in me to engineer that though. Okay, so there's the left side. Newly completed Deinsliff. In theory, we shall have clearance. Okay, so that does what it does. Definitely adds some weight to it, and it is definitely hitting the shoulders. It's like it hits on the shoulders when it's vertical like this. But this is just, it's not really meant to draw a mask. It's not really meant for that. My biggest concern is that this is gonna fail hard. I might have to try to pin that or something. I gotta let it super dry before I really ever do it. I'll give it a whole day. But this is cool, so let's get it into crawling mode. Let's see what happens. Get the ankles all lined up here. Turn the shoulders up. With sandpaper. Okay, so he is now crawling effectively. We can turn the Deinsliff up. Nice. I kind of want to bulk that out, just because it droops in the ball joint or in the socket. But, you know, it does rub on the leg ever so slightly. But in reality, it kind of works. Let's see here. Let's compact the legs up, but then tilt them forward. So he can, yeah, that gets him a little bit better off there. It's hitting the leg, but I'm okay with it. I mean, worst case scenario, I gotta widen these out. Like, just make them solid, remove the hinge joint, just kind of brick them in. Which is the thing I can do. Part of me thinks I really should just, like, I really should build out the area around the ball joint there. Just go ahead and make it solid, like just enough that it'll go in the thing, but not enough that it'll droop. Okay, so that, I mean, that's proof of concept there. It does work. You know, it interferes with itself ever so slightly, but I think, you know, turn it up just a little and it's okay. You know, it is meant to basically shoot vertically like that. You know, that's resting on the leg. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to knock this out probably by 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm thinking about shortening these because I feel like they don't serve a purpose. To be this wide, so to speak. Dang, that is tight. Come on. Get out of there. Yeah, so I don't know what that one is. So I think these don't need to be this ridiculous. Part of me wonders if I can just leave these parts, like just cut out from here to here and just, you know, shunk it down, so to speak, in theory, it should. Yeah, so I could actually slide that over that. So if I cut it off here, empty out or hollow out the inside of this, I could just slide this down, make it a lot smaller. I feel like this is excessive for what I'm trying to do here. But yeah, also I want to eliminate the droop that happens there. So like even if it wants to fire forward, it'd be a problem. Let's see if that comes down. Oh, that actually clears it pretty decently. Okay, so that works out pretty well. You know, I've got mechanical connections for virtually everything. Once again, I've got clearance this knee out. I think that I'll solve this problem just by making these shoulders solid and wider. I'll just use some plate and just, you know, attach that, make it a bit wider. Yeah, but it does do the thing. Yeah, see, the other thing is it's tilting inward, which I don't want it to do, so yeah, definitely need to come out by about a quarter of an inch. Might be overkill, but it would be something. But I think that's where I want to leave off tonight, because it does do the thing, and I'm happy about that. Oh, let me utilize my ankles a little bit better here. Get that in place. Plant the feet. The other thing I was thinking about doing is, so he's gonna have his shields that are here to block things. I also thought maybe have like a reinforcement rod that drops down to hold on to things. I don't know. What can I do here? Oh, I need this and the other one, and we can see if we can find somewhere to put these. Okay, so that we continue the hoses. Because in theory, those should just go right up inside there and not be an issue. Well, I say that. Oh yeah, which side is that? That's the left side. Okay, so I'm going to pull this off. It'll come off. There we go. Okay, so this way, this also makes the Dynslave pack its own part. It's its own thing. Okay, so there's these. Okay, so where does this end up? Whoa, right up under there. Yeah, I can totally shorten those a little bit, and they'll just end up right up under there, which is kind of cool. Let's see here. Let's push them in. Yeah, I mean, if I just take those tabs off, those will just go right up under there, no problem. So let's do that right quick. So I'm just gonna snip these little guys. I'll leave just a hair, just in case. Because I can always make a hole to stick those in. So let's go right up under there. Come on, little guys. Cooperate with me. So I gotta get on either side of the hips, in reality. Okay, those running in together. Touching, but they're not like doing anything bad. Okay. Let me... They're a little tight, let's just be honest. Okay, but that gives me some room to plug this in. Is that as deep as that goes? No, it definitely goes deeper. That's what I thought. Okay. And plug the skirt. Plug this back in. Come on. Alright, so there we go. We have, this hose is running right up in there. And honestly, they just disappear. That's kind of cool. I like that. I gotta wonder, do I have... I cut them off. I don't know where they went. They went anywhere. Gotta be careful with some of these bits. Okay, so these guys. That's the little reactor thingy. Where's the other one? Puts it in here. It's gotta be here somewhere. Always make sure the lid's on. Don't want to repeat. Excellent. Knee parts. We need the other one of these guys. Because if I clean that up, I can glue this to the side of here, and then it still looks like a GRAZE generator. Totally different way to go about it, but it works. Dang it, I think it's gone. One of those things you just cut off and it disappears forever. Or I chopped it up so good that it just destroyed, which is always possible as well. Hey, come back here. Oh, that's the good one. Okay. Is that the good one? No, this was the good one. Oh shit, okay. I'm stupid. This was the one I made. Yeah, that's the one I made. So that's just how... Huh, I'm dumb. Okay. So that actually held up. That's funny. So I actually built that well enough it held up, even though I thought it was gonna be super loose there. Dang it, I don't want to have to cut up another one if I don't have to. But I might have to. I mean, I got more, so it is what it is. Took me a second. It's like trying to find it. Okay, so once again, set this aside. So that means I can possibly get both dying slaves on there right now. I'm just gotta be careful. Yeah, that's got enough clearance. I can totally get that in there. It's flat, so I can work with that. Alright. Alright, okay. I see what's going on. I see you. Okay. So let me pop this off the butt skirt. And then just kind of do that. As long as I got one out, I knew it would work. Alright, so you hang out there for a second. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, that's almost exactly the same size too. Alright, so I've got one. Let me just clean this up. Alright, so this is the little part front. This is the left side, so I need the right side, which would be this one. Okay. It's like, hey, let me just lose that instantly. Notice I've got a lot more to work with. I can clean it off nicely. Okay. So, oh, that's crazy. That would actually work. Oh my God, if I could actually, I mean, it makes sense. That's plugged in roughly where the other one was. So, the irony being that if these skirts weren't there, I could make this totally happen. Do I have another set of these? No. Yes, I do. Okay, so in theory, I could notch and actually pass that through. It's a big theory. It is a big, big theory. Okay, so let's just say it goes right there. Just say that, guys. And glue. Is that the right one? Wait, do I have two left side ones by accident? Because it looks like I have two left side ones by accident. Actually, you know what? It doesn't even matter. Are they? Oh, yeah. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm okay with it. Okay, so right there be the proper alignment in theory. Hold on, I gotta yank this out without hurting anybody. I need a complete one. Okay, let's not do that. I need the right side, which is this one. Oh shit, that's just gonna have to live there for about as good as it can. Oh, it's tweaked, that's why, okay. Okay, so that doesn't matter. I can live with it. It'll look like it's going to there, for all that matters. Okay. So I can still point it down. Except for all that matters. So there we go. So now I actually have the core plugged in there. It'll still clearance everything and still looks more like a GRAZE thing. So like I said, I'm going to take the bits off here, and then I gotta find a way to extend these out. I'm not sure exactly what I'll do there. But, you know, these don't really need to move, if I'm totally honest with myself. There we go. I need to clean this area up under here. Okay. Alright, so. Oh yeah, so that didn't even touch. That's perfect. And it just looks like a normal GRAZE power source. Make sure the skirt's not going anywhere. Okay. Yeah, it's still scary, but you know. I mean, did I do that? I must have, right? That is surprisingly tight. This is okay, but yeah, I like the idea of shortening these. So taking this section, cutting it off, sliding it up to here, so they're a lot stubbier, but they still do the job. It's a much better idea. Oh yeah, that totally was. It totally was the custom one. That's crazy. Can't believe that worked. Oh, watch my fingers there, dummy. Did I move anything? No, it's okay. Alright, be careful. But that would explain why I drooped a little bit. See if I can get the shoulder up there to kind of support it. Oh, that's way too wide a stance. What are you doing to me, buddy? There we go. Double dine slaves. There we go. Ridiculous double dine slave backpack on a GRAZE. It walks on all fours. So I'm mostly to where I want to be. That's pretty cool. Okay, so finally back at it today. It looks like the sprue goo finally dried on this, and it's pretty hard, so that's good. As you can see, I got it fully leg extended, so it's nice and tall. Things I did last night, I made a nice little nestled area here for the secondary head. I don't even remember if the secondary head was even a part of the thing that I did last night. So I actually used the collar for the Ein there because it actually helps shroud it a little bit, and then I switched it for the one I'd clearanced for this guy initially. Because I needed clearance for the GRAZE Ein head, so that when he's on all fours walking forward, he can really tilt his head up. Where the hell are you focusing? Okay, so that's good. But what I was trying to do was this. So I'm shortening balls. I knew that was going to happen. You stand over there, big boy. So shortening the kind of bow things, so you can see I cut this off of these guys. And so the interesting thing is, all I need to do is trim off these edges here so that it's just flush, and then those will easily fit pretty much inside there. Just trim out all that excess and basically just shrink it to the length that I want. Though I did just have to take a break to go find this piece in particular because it went flying over there. Now I thought it landed in that box, And it didn't. It actually landed in my portfolio. So it went flying high enough that it went inside that busted old portfolio. I need a new one of those, by the way. So basically what I'm going to do is just kind of trim off these edges that are really ragged. My Dremel tool died on me, so I'm charging a battery. So I'm using this big old angle chopper here to cut those off. And then when the Dremel is fully charged again, I'll use it to trim these out. Maybe just use a knife to trim these things out. And then I'll just slide them down to the length I want and, you know, call it a day. Really just want those to not be so ridiculously large, which, you know, you can see here in this shot before I got started. Now, I was also digging through extra parts here, so I've got some region lace bits that might be good, some region lace Julia chain swords, which might be cool just for some connecting bits. And then I've got bits of the mobile armor that I'm thinking about working into the arm shields. Maybe, but that might be a little bit much. Otherwise, I'm going to have to find a kit that I can get shields from, because I don't know if I can really, you know, make something. But for now, I'm going to break these things off again. It's basically what it comes down to. It's not really cutting so much as breaking. Maybe I should do it vertically. Maybe that'll help. So hopefully I don't lose another piece. I gotta charge the phone.